This story involves multiple animals: a rabbit, a lion, a wolf, and some others. It tells how the rabbit eats the wolf. It demonstrates the relationships between employees and employers in modern corporations, how employees deal with all kinds of working environments, and how business owners may develop their business. It may be applied to corporate management as it entails business management skills. Chapter 1. A rabbit was writing something in front of a cave. A wolf passed by and asked, "What are you writing?" The rabbit answered, "It's a brief introduction on how a rabbit eats a wolf." The wolf wouldn't believe it. So the rabbit led the wolf into the cave. A moment later, the rabbit came out of the cave alone and kept writing. Next, a boar passed by and asked, "What are you writing?" The rabbit answered, "It's a brief introduction on how a rabbit eats a boar." The boar wouldn't believe it. So the rabbit led the boar into the cave. In the end, a lion was flossing its teeth, belly full, sitting among a pile of animal bones, and reading the article submitted by the rabbit. How much you can do depends on who you work for. Success does not come from what you do, how much you work, or where you are. The key is who you work for. Make a wise choice. If you choose wrong, whatever you do would be futile. To choose correctly, always get to know the background of who you work for. Chapter 2. The rabbit accidentally told this scheme to his friends, and the story spread in the forest. The lion was furious. "If no food comes into the cave this week, I'll eat you up," said the lion. So the rabbit kept writing in front of the cave. A deer passed by and asked, "What are you writing?" The rabbit answered, "It's a brief introduction on how a rabbit eats a wolf." The deer said, "Now the whole forest knows about the scheme. Why do you keep doing it?" The rabbit said, "Right, the whole forest knows. So I am retiring. The lion wants someone to replace me. Don't you want to take over the position?" The deer couldn't help but follow the rabbit into the cave. A moment later, the rabbit left the cave alone and kept writing. A horse passed by, and the same thing happened again. In the cave, the lion flossed and belched, reading the article submitted by the rabbit. How a salesman recruits members for the benefit of the corporation. Do not reveal a secret. Once it is disclosed, make it up. An employee needs to create value for his boss continuously. If what you create is less than what you are given, it would be time for you to leave. Chapter 3. The lion grew bigger, and what the rabbit offered could no longer satisfy him. He told the rabbit, "I need to double my food supply. If nothing changes, I'd eat you up." The rabbit left the cave and ran into the depth of the forest. He met a goat and asked, "Do you believe that a rabbit can easily eat up a wolf?" The goat didn't believe it. So the rabbit led it to the cave. A while later, the rabbit left the cave alone and headed into the depth of the forest again. He met a boar this time, and the same thing happened. As it turned out, animals in the deeper end of the forest did not know about the rabbit and the lion. In the end, the lion flossed and belched, reading the article submitted by the rabbit. How to transform your business from shopkeeping to peddling. Expanding the market and developing novel business models are good ways to break the business stalemate. If you can't figure out a way to solve a problem, just step out into the new world. Chapter 4. As the time went by, the lion grew enormous due to its non-stop eating and lack of exercise. One day, Lion decided to go for a walk, only to find that it was too big to leave the cave. The rabbit stood in front of the cave and sneered, "From now on, you have to listen to me, or you will never get food." The lion had no other choice but to accept. Only then did the lion discover the latest essay of the rabbit. Strategies make you who you are. How a rabbit uses a lion. The rabbit designed a place where the lion lived a carefree life. He used the threat of the lion to improve his status in the forest. He endured the hardships and humiliation, and eventually took over everything. All the work paid off. Chapter 5. The rabbit grew more and more famous in the forest. Everyone knew that he was attached to someone important, and that special someone listened to him as well. So the rabbit became a bully and got his way. Finally, one day, a hunter came. He caught the rabbit alive and posted a note on the cave. There is always someone better. Never get carried away by pride. Chapter 6. The forest returned to its former tranquility, and the story of the rabbit was gradually lost and forgotten. After a long time, a young tiger heard of the story and got inspired. He caught a gazelle and said, "I will not eat you if you bring me food." Just like what the rabbit did. The gazelle accepted. The tiger, pleased with himself, went into the cave. However, 3 days passed and the gazelle was nowhere to be seen. The tiger came out of the cave and found an article on the ground. To be a good boss, learn to keep your employees. Imitation doesn't mean copying the actions only, but rather the core value. That's all for today. If you like it, remember to click the like button, leave a message and share.